Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Aspiring YouTuber panel. I am joined today by my cat, because nobody was available. And this is an introduction video. So let's get straight into it. This is going to be a podcast where I bring in aspiring and new YouTubers so we can talk about how YouTube is going, what we've learned, and all kinds of stuff like that. If you are a YouTuber and you would like to be featured on this podcast, you can join our Discord, or if you're not a fan of Discord, which is totally understandable, you can email me at hawkshadow74@gmail.com. That will also be in the description. If you're starting out or are wanting to start out YouTube, this is definitely the podcast for you, because we will be going over first-hand experience of what it is like to start a new channel and how to grow. But today, I'd actually like to talk about something a little bit different. Today, I want to talk about how YouTube has changed. A lot of this is based off of what was said in Tommy Innett's last video. If you haven't watched that, I highly recommend it because he says a lot of important things there. YouTube used to be a site for creating content that you wanted to create and share with the world. You would make videos, you would publish them, and if they worked, they worked, and if they didn't, they didn't, and everyone was having fun, for the most part. But now, YouTube is a game. All that matters anymore is the numbers. Of course, YouTube is a business. This is how they make money. By promoting numbers, they're promoting their earnings, allowing them to earn more and more, which is a pretty good business strategy. But all those things can really start to deter YouTubers who are starting out for the first time, especially now. When you're just starting out creating content, you'll have a few videos that perform average, and there's nothing wrong with average. Average is to be expected. And then eventually you'll have that one video that just blows up. You'll have a video that gets tons of views, and I feel like at a point, YouTube can kind of be like a drug. You see that growth, and it gives you such a feeling of euphoria that you begin obsessing, seeking that kind of growth again. But that was abnormal. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. When you get a spike like that, when you see a peak, that statistically is an outlier, and it's not likely to happen again, not for a while. But people don't really seem to understand that. And it's very important to understand that, because if you don't, it can lead you into a very dangerous downward spiral where every waking moment is spent obsessing. Okay, what did I do wrong here? What did I do wrong here? How can I improve here? And to a point, that mindset is useful because it does promote growth. But at the same time, if you're obsessing too much to the point where you can't do other things, it starts to become a problem. It's becoming an addiction at that point. And I've definitely experienced this. My videos got 50 views on average when I was just starting out. And then I released one that absolutely blew up. It got 600 views. And I was ecstatic. And then after that, when my videos went back to normal, for a brief period, all I could think about was, why is my content not doing as well as it usually does? That was the only thought in my mind for a little over a week. Until it hit me that it really doesn't matter. That's the point I'm trying to get to here. In the end, it does not matter. If your videos start performing below average, it's not the end of the world. Far from it. It's to be expected. The YouTube algorithm is a finicky thing. It can change somewhat randomly, and it's hard to be able to predict it. It's hard to be able to know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. And if you feel like you can predict it, it'll hit you that much harder when things don't go how you're expecting them to. So I'll leave you with one quick piece of advice. If you're starting out YouTube and you're stressing the numbers, stop. The most important thing when you're starting YouTube is to find out what works. Find content that you enjoy creating, that you enjoy watching, and create that. Do what you can and what you want to do. You need to find the balance. But most importantly, especially in the first few months, maybe even years, don't sweat the numbers, because they'll be all over the place. That's just how it's gonna go. I hope this could help some of you out there. Be sure to join us this Wednesday, where we will be chatting with a special guest about how their YouTube experience has been going, as well as a few tips and tricks I've learned thus far for how to make your videos the best they can be. Until then, this is AYT signing off.